Word of mouth. I went to a small cruise in the beginning of this year. One of my friends was going to propose to his girlfriend. Let's call him Ben. There were a lot of protocols involved. Wear a mask, stay in a certain part of the boat, and don't touch the rails. To take it a level further, it began raining, and raining bad. The captain came to Ben and told him that he didn't know if we were going to be able to sail. The cruise wasn't supposed to take too long, just a few laps around downtown Tampa. This was going to throw off the plans. Ben asked me and a few of his other friends what he should do. All of us just said, forget the cruise. Let's just chill inside even when the ship is docked. Better than not boarding the ship at all. Ben agreed. 1 hour passes by, and Ben's girlfriend is accompanied by her friends to the cruise. Ben's girlfriend had no clue what was about to happen. She thought it was just a girls' night out. After coming in, Ben's girlfriend sees Ben. He gives her a speech, and then the proposal happens. The other people in the ship were on the second-story floor looking down. There was this pathway which allowed us to see Ben and his girl, without his girl seeing us. We were in stealth mode. After she said yes, all the people in stealth mode started to celebrate. This surprised Ben's girlfriend. She saw her sisters, mom, dad, friends, and a few relatives. And guess what? The rain had stopped. The captain came and said we were good to begin the cruise. That's when we sailed around Tampa. This event was a tad bit awkward for me. I knew Ben, but I didn't know anyone else on the ship. It was all his friends and his girlfriend's friends and relatives. I sparked up a conversation with a few of them, but things seemed dry. A lot of people were way older than me, or way younger than me, or couldn't speak English too well. Eventually, I found one person to talk to. He was a kid around my age who owned a chain of gas stations. We talked business. As the cruise went on, an uncle walked towards me. This man was 5'3", bald, smelled like vodka, and was Bengali. Then he looked up at me and said, "I know you." I looked around, but he poked his index finger on my chest. "No, you. I know you. What's your name?" I thought he was drunk. I've never met this man in my life. But I played along anyways. "I'm Arman." And he says, "No, you're Armani, right?" "Yes, I go by that too. How did you know?" That's when he said he'll be right back. He leaves. I thought that was strange. Who was this uncle? Then this man comes back with a picture on his phone. "Look," he said enthusiastically. And it was a picture of a girl's hand holding my Level Up Mentality book. She was showing the backside of the book, where my face is shown with my arms crossed. "Isn't this you?" he asked. I said, "Yes, that's me." I was happy that he bought the book and recognized me. Then he brought it to my attention that he didn't buy the book. His daughter did. But he read it because she left it in the kitchen. That was so random. This drunk uncle was a very rich man in West Palm Beach, owned a bunch of gas stations. Him and I immediately started talking. He also didn't know anyone in the cruise. What I noticed from this interaction was how word of mouth can happen in a variety of ways. Most of my readers are men, but a lot of readers are now women as well. Not a 50-50 split, but it's more 50-50 than a lot of other writers. So I found it compelling that his daughter found my book. What made it more unique was that the book served as a rapport-building tool. It was a conversation starter and a conversation keeper. Plenty of people have great experience. They want to compress their ideas and articulate it, but they have no clue where to begin. One service I began offering when I started ArmaniTalks was helping people write their first ever book. and this uncle was considering it. I don't know if it was the alcohol talking, or if it was the desire talking, but he seemed very adamant about staying in touch to write a book. We did stay in touch, and he sent a couple of referrals my way after our interaction. Plus, he taught me a lesson. Content plays by a different rule than physical laws, and content plays by a lot of the same rules as well. The same rule comes down to a piece of content serving as an employee, a brand ambassador. And this ambassador works for you even when you are not physically present. The different rule from the physical law is what I just stated above. You don't need to be physically there. But then again, all word of mouth is like that. It's what they say when you leave the room. Eventually, the person who is referring you even leaves the room. Guess what, though? What? The content piece can still stay in the room. And an example was the book. What does this all mean for you? It may not mean much, or it can mean a lot. Maybe you never want to write a book or start a YouTube channel, but maybe one day you might. And even if you know 100% that you aren't going to create any form of content, that's fine. But creating content is not always active. It can also be passive. Active content is writing a book, blog, tweet, etc. Passive content is building rapport, giving a strategic compliment by accident, being attractive. Passive content happens by accident. All content comes down to structured thoughts. Word of mouth is simply a derivative. What someone says about you is what they feel about themselves and the holistic feelings that they associated with you. A certain segment of the population will always choose paper and pencil to write their journal rather than Microsoft document. A certain segment of the population will always choose paperback books over Kindle books. Paper and pencil, physical book, go beyond trends. Likewise, same with referral marketing. Facebook ads will come. Instagram ads will come. Snail mail will come. But word of mouth is a sleeper pick. Leave people better off than you found them, and you may be surprised when you least expect it.